as a stepfather. Now, Russell Wilson is an amazing stepfather, right? And we all applaud him for taking on this role, but some people can't seem to give him his flowers. Take a look at this clip.
What's the best piece of advice you can give us men out there on parenting?
I think that when you're raising children, right, and you're married and everything else and loving, it's like you got to love every single child as if they're yours, right? That's been the greatest gift of raising Future and Sienna and Wynn and now Mora, you know, in 2 months. It's like, man, God gave me that opportunity to raise them and to love them.
Wow. Russell is like honestly the perfect example of a good husband, a good father,
a good man.
A good man, honestly. And I don't know, people are like picking him apart all the time. Like, let the man be a stepfather.
Because they can't live up to that. Because they can't live up to that.
That's
I
guilt.
feel like,
That's guilt.
Yeah.
People who help birth children, who are supposed to be dads, there's a difference. You can help father a human being, but you are a dad when you take care of your child. I personally feel like he is that child's real father.
Yeah.
I take people that help create children and step out of that child's life, baby, you're the stepfather.
Right.
You stepped out of that child's life.
Right.
A real dad provides, protects, and is there when that child needs them, and is there, period. That he is a real father. He's had that child since that baby was 9 months.
Right.
He's
the
bird
father.
plots.
Right.
He
He's the father.
He is the father. You are the father.
This is POV, and you are the father.
In case of Russell Wilson.
And it's so crazy too because I was looking it up, and stepfather, the term actually comes from like the Old English or German term, like stiop, which means orphaned. So at the end of the day, you are stepping in for a technically orphaned child once the parents split, which is so common. But I think that, you know, I'm a step parent, and it is one of the biggest blessings in my life because before I had more kids, I got to experience that additional love. When I first had my child, I thought that this is the ultimate love. I didn't know that I had more love to give, you know? And I mean, even in the beginning of my relationship, I guess, you know, I understand a little bit where Future's coming from because it was a little bit of controversy in the beginning with like, you know, one of the moms not wanting me to be called like stepmom, but the kids always took it on because, like Russell, I stepped in a place of love.
It's habit.
From the first day. That's it. Exactly. How could you not love a child? But then, even in their case, he's been with that baby since that baby was 9 months old.
He didn't know
He's all he knows.
nothing.
And what I want to know is why Future ain't arguing about all the other kids he left all over the place that don't have no stepdaddy.
You need to worry about that.
Okay.
Worried about the wrong thing. You know why? Because
someone stepped in.
Stepped in to take care of his woman.
Right.
Stepped in to take care of his child, and that eats at their guilt.
And did a way better job than
their
he ever could
pride.
have did.
They could never feel the shoe that he has put in place.
He's doing it so well
He's
that
doing it
even if
gracefully.
Future wanted to come back, he
can't.
could
No
not.
chance.
The
No
kid's
chance.
gonna be
No
like,
chance.
hi, mister.
Sir?
But it also
my dad
it shouldn't be viewed as like an insult, or he shouldn't be picking that apart. And mostly it seems like it is him and like most of his fans that have something negative to say about, you know, Russell being this amazing dad. Because even me being a step parent, I don't even call them my step kids. The only time I do is because I'm paying respect to the moms that they do have. So I'm stepping back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? To say, hey, these are still your kids, you know, and I'm not ever trying to take the place of the mom, but I am a mom that is stepping in the place. I feed these kids as Russell does. I go to games. I do, you know, whatever it is that needs to be done for these kids. I buy clothes. They come the same priority as my children. If my son's birthday is coming up next week.
Happy birthday, son.
Right? Skylar will be 16, and my stepson just turned 17 last month. When Skylar gets his birthday clothes and shoes, my stepson gets his birthday clothes and shoes, or, you know, everybody looking the same, period. And that's what Russell's doing.
Yeah,
that's to be respected.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm a child of a step parent.
Yeah.
When my dad had married my mom, just because I still respect my dad or my biological father because I'm here.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't be created. But the love I have for my stepdad, I call him Pops. Like, it comes natural. Like, sometimes I forget. People are like, oh, your dad. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, wait. But when I say that, because unfortunately my dad had passed away, so it's kind of confusing sometimes. You know, my friend, even Junie was like, I don't want to be ignorant.
Yeah.
Right.
But I thought, when I said my dad is here,
Yeah.
I thought your
Right.
dad passed away.
Right.
He did.
Right.
And I keep and it's hard to sometimes let people know that that's actually my stepdad.
Yeah.
Because I have his last name. When he married my mom, he married and changed all of our names.
Oh, yeah, that's
And when
beautiful.
I do get married, I want to hyphenate my name because I don't want to, because the fact that he took us on like his own and was a true man who loved my mom. He was an example as to what I want in my marriage and the man that I want.
You wanna
I
hold on to
can't
that.
see to drop that name when
Right.
he's given. That
Yeah.
wasn't given to
That's
me
so
by
sweet.
birth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
a big, strong believer. I am a product of a
step-parent,
stepfather
yeah.
taking the role of a parent to another child.
Yeah,
Right.
and
I
that's exactly what Russell did for Sierra's children, and they just want him to mess up so bad. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
glad you had that experience.
I just don't know why Future hasn't moved on yet.
Yeah.
Like, did you really
'Cause
think
she's
that
doing
Lori
too
was
good.
didn't he
Lori
move on to
Harvey.
Lori
Yeah.
Harvey? Did you really think that Lori Harvey was gonna be Little Future's stepmother?
No.
Did we really see Lori Harvey
We
as
love Lori, but
love
she's
Lori.
not a.
We do, but
she
a
doesn't
mother?
Give mother.
She's
No.
no one's mother.
She gives trophy wife.
So I grew up with a stepfather as well. But he wasn't the best example of, you know, a male figure, like a good male figure. So, you know, my father stepped out of our lives. I was too young to remember, you know, and then we had a stepfather who was there from when I couldn't remember, and I grew up with him, and he was not the best, you know, father either. So there's that. So, but anyway, I have this thing when people praise men for doing what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
girl.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of bothers me because
Yeah.
you mentioned how you're a stepmother, right? You would never hear people go, oh my gosh, like she's a stepmother, she stepped in and did that, she's an amazing woman, you know? Like, because like, they're like, you're a woman, you're supposed to do that. But
Right,
for
sure.
some reason, men have this thing where with men, it's like weaponizing incompetence a little bit. And when like, you find a man who is competent in doing what he's supposed to do, for some reason it's praise, you know? Yeah, okay, great, we're praising Russell for being a stepdad, you know, this, that, and a third, whatever. But like, why is that something that makes headlines? That's what he's supposed to do. I've never seen a woman be in the headlines for being a stepmom because
Of the rate the rate of men falling short
Yeah.
is so high.
I know, and
Yeah.
it sucks. It's like, okay, but that's what you're supposed to do. You want a cookie for taking care of a child that you moved into the house of? Like, you know
No,
what I mean?
I totally
Yeah.
understand that. But you have to realize how that changes a child's life. Because if I continue to maybe have daddy issues, I could have been. We all know what that could turn into.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
A child, a daughter with daddy issues, a son with mommy issues. I was taken out of that equation. I'm no longer a part of that ratio because now I would not be where I am if it wasn't for my dad.
Right. I
Dad,
feel you on that.
you know,
Yeah.
go.
So he deserves
Yeah.
praise for that.
I would just like to chime in. I'm a product of a child who had daddy issues, and I feel like I'm fine. I feel like
Yeah.
people make their own decisions as they grow up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
as we grow, we
saying? So
really
I
do.
feel like your parent has an influence on you up until a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's situational. That's you.
And
For
rare.
sure. You're strong-willed. We're
Yeah.
you're constantly in a hard industry. So mentally, you have the mental capacity to deal with that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right? Not everybody's gonna have that mental capacity to maintain that.
Well,
right?
we can talk about this all night. But we do have to take a short break. Sierra, just drop that prayer, please, because you came from like, you know, going through a super toxic relationship to this beautiful relationship, and I would love the prayer. But we do have to take a short break, you guys. Don't go anywhere. You are watching POV.
Don't go nowhere.
You should have grabbed them chips before the show started.
And where do you think you're going? We have more piping hot tea. But this isn't hot tea, though. This is just water.
Hold on, baby. We only got 10 seconds left.
9,
8,
7,
6.
5,
4.
3.
2.
Welcome back, you guys. All right, so we have so much more topics for you guys. We have a little juicy one for you. So we all often talk about the hardships Black men go through in America, right? But we kind of sometimes overlook the hardships women go through, Black women, especially women in entertainment. So unfortunately, last year, Melissa Mooney, a beautiful Black model, was killed in her apartment at the age of 31. And, you know, it kind of really hits close to home because us being Black women in the entertainment industry, even to this day, a year after her murder, like people are questioning, is there anything she could have done to kind of avoid it? You know, because I mean, it's no secret that women, we have to go the extra mile to just be safe.
Right.
Just be able to walk outside and not get snatched, to be able to just walk into our apartment and not get hurt or killed or be followed.
Have to put up Fort Knox.
We have to what?
Have to put up Fort Knox.
What that mean?
Lockdown.
Oh!
You never seen like a clock ching ching ching?
No! Is that what you do?
No, absolutely not. No.
Walk us through what you do.
No.
Oh my gosh. But no, yeah, no, this case was really, really sad, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
She was folded up into a refrigerator. Like her
my
ankles
God.
and her wrists were bound together. It was a really crazy story. And actually, there were 2 models in their LA apartments, and I think they were like less than a mile apart.
Yeah.
So they were targeted, obviously, you know. And it's very unfortunate because I do feel like you said, like women do have to take those extra precautions, like not especially in LA, because this could literally happen anywhere. But also because you are in LA, like it's even more like.
That's where people go.
Yeah, like to be famous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they go to Hollywood and they want to, you know, live out their dreams. So living in a downtown LA condo, like, first of all, where's security? Why don't you have front desk security? If you have a LA downtown condo, have y'all been to LA? Like, listen, if you're living in a condo, why don't you have front desk 24-hour security? Like you need to know when somebody's being buzzed up, when somebody's like coming to your room. Like, I don't even know how this story even got to where it got to, but it is very sad. It's very unfortunate.
This reminds me of a story that actually happened in Orlando. There was a girl who went to UCF, and the way her killer was able to access her, he was a maintenance man that worked on property.
You're talking, oh yeah.
Yeah, it happened literally in Orlando, because I remember
Yes.
even after that, my
this.
apartment, literally,
yeah.
they made a new rule where if maintenance was coming into your apartment, they basically would get, now it's like a regulation that they have to give you a 24-hour notice, and there's a timestamp on whoever gets the key. You have to like write it down. You have to sign off for it. Now everything's more digital, so you see exactly who's accessing your apartment. But yeah, it's really sad, and that's somebody who literally has full access to you. So even being a woman, I live by myself, and I know, like, you know, I live in an apartment where a maintenance man can literally come in whenever he wants. You know, like, and I just have to make sure I do my due diligence, just make sure I'm
Extra
safe.
security.
And, I have extra security in my
Your own
apartment. I have
security.
cameras and, you know, things like that. But
Yeah, that was the Mia Marcano law.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she was right there on UCF, and it was really big because she was missing for days.
Oh my
and
God.
he had this obsession with her. So he targeted her, and she kept denying him
Yeah.
on, no, I don't want to be with you. Like, he wanted
Yeah.
a relationship with her. It was such a big age gap, so she just didn't want to be with him. And he kidnapped her, I guess.
And he's
Took her
obviously
to a
mental.
remote
Yeah,
location.
no, and
Yeah,
then
there's
obviously
obviously
he
something wrong.
ended up killing himself.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he did.
God.
Yeah, I remember that. It was really sad. But what are some things that you guys do to make sure you stay safe?
Yeah, so I'm sorry.
No, go ahead,
I
go ahead,
think
go ahead.
that, one, it's so sad because, the question is there anything that maybe could have been done to avoid it? I think to that, sometimes the answer, sadly, is no.
Yeah.
Right.
But we can take necessary precautions. Like me, for instance, if I'm shopping like with my younger kids or, alone sometimes, when I come out of the store, out of the house, out of the car, I'm always paying attention to my surroundings. Sometimes it feels overwhelming because you're constantly like, and
On guard.
Yes, and one
And
thing.
you're not only on guard for yourself, you're on guard for
Your kids.
Exactly,
kids.
exactly.
Yeah.
But one thing that I did used to do that was really bad too, I would always, sometimes you just get so overwhelmed, the hustle and bustle of the day. And when I finally get to sit down in the car, I'm in my phone and I'll just sit there in the parking lot
Yeah.
sometimes. So I don't do that anymore. Even now when I'm going home, when I open the garage, I'm going in, I'm locking the garage. And if I'm sitting in my car, I'm in my garage, secluded and safe. But then also just another thing I do is when I come out of the grocery store, I always pretend to be on my phone. So I'll pick up the phone. Hey, okay, I see you. I'm coming. I'm right here. I'm right here.
Yeah.
Just kind of, making them feel like someone sees me.
watching you,
Yes, because
expecting
there's
you.
a lot of crazy people out and they really are praying. I see people all the time in the grocery store. I may be in there for 45 minutes and they're walking up and down, these guys looking crazy with an empty cart. Like in 45 minutes, you haven't picked up nothing. You're not on your phone. Like, it's crazy.
And I used to work nightlife, and there was literally a policy where like our bouncers would have to walk every single girl to their car. And I worked at Wing House too. If you, this restaurant called Wing House, it's like Hooters, But if you walk to your car alone after your shift, and like you could get written up. It was that like it was.
Wow,
that,
that's
that was the
awesome. That's a
precautionary
good
they took.
policy.
Yeah.
Piggybacking off
Sit there
of.
and
I'm sorry.
wait.
Yeah,
go ahead.
piggybacking off of nightlife, there is a precaution that some of you ladies can take. You can go most of the time, most of the bartenders and bouncers know about this. You can go to your bar if you feel like something is happening to you, or you feel like somebody is watching you, or you're just super uncomfortable. You can go to the bar and ask for an angel shot. Most bartenders and bouncers know what an angel shot is. It's basically you're letting them know that you feel unsafe.
It's a code.
And yeah, it's a code. It's supposed to be a universal thing. Maybe it's not, but just so you know, you can go to the bar, you can ask for an angel shot, and they'll make sure that you're safe. They'll let the bouncers know that you need help, and hopefully, they know what it is.
Right. Yeah,
So
I've
that-
heard of that too. I've heard some bars go as far as to even call the police.
Yeah.
If you ask for an angel shot, they immediately
Yeah.
let the authorities know.
Yeah.
But
'Cause it's
That needs to
serious
be
out
more,
here.
that needs to be like a worldwide thing. Like more
Yeah.
that needs to be in training.
Yeah.
That needs to be
Yes.
regulated.
It should be on in some of the when I travel. Sometimes there are like posters on the back of the stalls in the bathroom in the women's
like
bathroom.
that. Yeah.
And so every time I see it, I'm like, dang, like I wish this was everywhere. So bartenders, let your bars know
Yeah.
that they should put that information for women who are in trouble or feel like they are unsafe. Ask for an angel shot so that they can get the help that they need with being discreet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And going back to the Melissa Mooney case, clearly like her type was targeted
Yeah.
because he went as far as to murder someone that looked very similar to her, had the same description as her, within a mile of her. I'm not sure the time span, So clearly in some cases, like with people who are targeting women, they do have a type. And I do know like certain women who are like easier targets tend to be smaller, more petite women. For those of you who don't know, Tally is really tiny.
Oh, thanks.
She's really tiny.
We had can wish that on Tally.
We're not, yeah. But so Tally, be careful, okay?
I'm careful.
Tally is safe. Have you seen her man?
No, she is.
Okay, I am safe.
covered.
Yeah, she's covered by the blood of Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, so a smaller petite woman do have to take extra precautionaries. I have a friend who she's literally 4'11" and weighs 90 pounds.
Oh my God.
So like even going back to how we had said, is there anything Melissa could have done to avoid that?
Yeah.
Someone who's like my friend who's 90 pounds, 4'11", she probably could have taken all the classes she wanted to, got all the weapons she could have. A man can easily scoop her up and
She'd be helpless.
yeah, and she would be helpless, and it just really sucks.
Personally, I
Can't relate.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't, girl. I am 6 foot. I am really big. Like I'm a big woman. Okay, so if you gonna try and get me, baby, you better take me out on the first shot because if I get you, I get you. Because I'm also a black belt, so I advocate for combat classes, self-defense classes, because to me it really does work. It gives you a different level of confidence because like I said, like if you're gonna get me, baby, you gotta take me out on the first hit, because like if I get to you, that it's gonna be a really big problem,
Right.
And also if you look at me, right, and they like and they target me, they gonna have to, it's gonna be either a team, they're taking me out first round, like it's a lot. So but all jokes aside, I do think that women need to take any type of level of self-defense class, either it be fighting, reactive fighting, like anything, but just having
those little
that
keychains. Those little keychains that they sell on TikTok and Instagram.
With the sharp objects,
it'd be the sharp objects, stun guns, tasers,
pepper
just
spray.
get that fire.
It'd be everything.
Get that fire? Get that fire?
Get that fire.
Get that pew pew pew.
You have to get something, or even if you don't even feel safe, because me, I have a baby, so I wouldn't feel safe having that on me all the time, because she do like to take her little chunky fingers in my purse. Get something to simulate it, because you could scare them. Like, it's so many different ways, but at the same time, sometimes it just does not work.
Yeah.
You know, so if they want to get you, they're going to get you. But there's so many things that we can do to say, at least I tried.
Right.
That's
Going back to concealed weapons, if you do get training, if you are a girl like me who wears long nails, they do highly recommend you get training with the longest length that you would ever get, just so you can at least be able to.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like be able to maneuver, your weapon.
A gun is hard.
Imagine you have long nails.
Imagine you went through training with no nails, and then now you have nails.
And you need it at that point. You're like, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get this
thing. We want to take away from we just want you guys to know, it doesn't matter how big, small, who you are, you could be a target if somebody wants you to be the target. So just make sure you take those those extra precautionary steps to just make sure you take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and just always be on the lookout, But you guys, we are running out of time. You guys, I love this show. It's 4 Black women sitting at a table talking.
We need more time.
Yeah, we for sure need more time. But you guys can catch us back here at Afro TV Monday through Friday. So see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye.